Well, hello, everybody. It's Bob Negen again, and this is episode number 17 of Coronavirus in the Independent Retailer. I am honored and happy that you are here with me this morning, or if you watch this later, I'm honored. If you listen to this as a podcast, I'm also honored. I'm just honored that you're making me part of your day. Today, I would like to talk about the other side. And let's start thinking about the other side. You know, this podcast is now in the middle of its fourth week. And it just seemed like the first 3 weeks were just filled with craziness. Everything was changing so fast. I used the metaphor once of, I felt like... I felt like I was, and I know that in our community, I felt like everyone was caught in a giant wave and we were being tumbled and tumbled and tumbled. And everything was a reaction. Everything was changing so fast and everything was a reaction. But now I do, and I mentioned this yesterday, I feel like we're finally in the calm water. We're not out of danger. It's not over, but we're not being tumbled in the wave. So now is the time to think about getting to shore. Now is the time to start thinking about what's next. Because again, this will be over. We will make it through this together. We will be on the other side together. And when we're on the other side together, we will be stronger than ever. You know, I'll tell you what, my firmest belief is that when this is over, independent retail, local mom and pop brick and mortar retail is going to be the first choice. People aren't going to want to go to the malls with thousands of people or the big grocery stores. People are going to want to go where they are appreciated. People are going to want to go where they have an experience. People are going to appreciate the fact that their local stores have meaning to their community. So when we start thinking about the other side, now is the time to start preparing for the other side. And so today I want to talk about fundamentals. And it was just so apropos. We brought the bookshelves in here to make this studio. And under my microphone was a book about my high school basketball coach, Dick Cotty. I might even get a little misty here because Dick Cotty was the man. He was such a great coach. In his... At Denver Christian High School, where I went to high school, his basketball record was 876 and 233. He won 876 games at the same school. He won 8 state championships. He had 2 undefeated seasons, and he never had a single basketball player that went on to play in Division I. How did Dick? That includes me, by the way. How did Mr. Cotty get so much from not so little, but there was no giant talents in his program ever. Nobody went to D1 school. How did he do it? He did it with fundamentals. Everybody played a particular way. Everybody played Dick Cotty ball. And everybody who played against us knew that we weren't going to make a lot of mistakes, that we were going to play the game the right way, that we were going to play hard, that we were fundamentally strong, incredibly strong. And that's what I'm talking about here. You know, a lot of coaches get a lot of talent, and the talent is what gives them success. But what happens when you don't have that talent is you got to be good. And when times are good, you don't have to be that good. You know, I lived through the Beanie Baby craze as a retailer. And everybody who had Beanie Babies, by the way, we didn't sell Beanie Babies. That's a mistake, and it's a whole other story. We didn't sell Beanie Babies, but Beanie Babies made a lot of people feel like they were very, very smart. And then when the Beanie Baby craze ended, they awoke to a rude realization that they weren't that good as retailers, but they just happened to have a Beanie Baby account. And so the stock market was roaring and the economy was going and money was, confidence was up. Well, that's all changed now. So all the mistakes that you had the room to make before this pandemic have gone away. So what I'm suggesting to you is that now is the time to start thinking about becoming fundamentally strong. Get all Dick Cotty on us here, right? And so what do I encourage you to do? I encourage you to think about where your strengths and where your weaknesses were in your business before the pandemic started. And just make a list. Just spend some time. You might want to go to our website and just go to the page about the Retail Mastery System. There's 11 fundamental skills on that page. And just say, hey, am I good at that? Am I not good at that? And figure out what you need to work on now. So when you...
Sorry.
We're having all kinds of problems.
The Quick Start Guide in the Retail Mastery System, if they own it, has an assessment they can take.
Okay, great. Can we offer the Quick Start Guide to everybody?
We can offer the assessment.
The assessment? Okay, good. So if you have the Retail Mastery System, there's a Quick Start Guide, an assessment. We'll also try to make the assessment available to you even if you don't have the Retail Mastery System. But here's the thing. Think about what you do well and what you did well and what you didn't do well, and then start to work now on shoring up your weaknesses and really, really building on your strengths. Because things are going to change. And when things open up, people are going to be anxious to get out. They're not going to want to go to a concert, but they are going to want to go to their favorite store, to your store. So you need to be ready for them. So I'm just going to give you a couple of examples to think about. If your inventory has not been managed professionally, I'm going to suggest that you have a call with Management One right now. You don't have to set anything up. You don't have to spend any money. Just have a call. See if it's a good fit for you. If you are not engaging in sales training, now is the time to sign up for the Retail Sales Academy. By the way, we have special pricing on all of our products, special coronavirus pricing. So now is the time to make that investment. It's not very big, and get your people in it. Get your people on it. Get your people trained. Why? Because when you have traffic again, it is imperative that you do the absolute most with every single customer who comes in, that you give that customer the absolute best experience. If you don't have a marketing calendar, now's the time to build it. If you don't have a training manual, now's the time to build it. Now is the time. Now that things have settled just a little bit, now that you can put your attention someplace other than, the tumbling water, now is the time to start thinking about, what does my business look like when we're finally back all the way in business? Now, having said that, I know some of you are doing more business than ever before. If that's the case, I'd still encourage you to sit back and ask yourself, what are the fundamentals I need to work on? So, if you have the Retail Mastery System, now is the time to dig in. If you are not pleased, if you had a team that you were just kind of carrying before this whole thing, now is the time to study up on leadership, management, building systems, building processes. If you have the Retail Mastery System, you may want to spend a half hour a day or 1 or 2 videos a day, just getting yourself prepared. I think this is the most important thing. You need to be prepared. You need to be prepared. That's the one thing about Dick Cotty. When the game time came, we were prepared. He was our coach. He had a game plan. The other team was scouted. He had us ready. That's how he won 8 state championships. I'm sorry to say that I was not one of those state champions. But when I was a junior, we were rated number 1 in the state all year. Anyway, that's a whole nother story, of course. But anyway. That's
back to retail.
Back to Oh, man.
Washed up.
Oh, man, we got the peanut gallery over here. I'm telling you, you guys are going to have to work upstairs from now on. But anyway, I'm sorry. So going back to the essence of this, we're going to start spending more and more time on this podcast, working on thinking about exploring how you're going to be even better when this is done. How to position yourself now so that when things do open up, you are in the absolute best position to take advantage of everything that's happening. Okay? So today's action item, if you have the Retail Mastery System, just open it up. Go through the modules. Just see what the videos are. If you spend a half hour in your Retail Mastery System, not going into anything in particular, but just reacquainting yourself with what's in there, something will speak to you. The next step will speak to you. If you have the Retail Sales Academy, now is the time to recommit you and your team to being absolutely top shelf, customer focused retail sales professionals. And if you don't have either of those products, of course, we would love to help you. We'd love to see you be part of our community by investing in them. But even if you don't,
they're on sale.
They're on sale. Yes, I did mention that. So all of our programs and products have special coronavirus pricing. But even if you don't choose to invest in one of our products, use this as a time to become better. Buy a book on leadership if that's what needs to happen. Read a book or do some research on marketing if that's what needs to happen. You can go through our Real Retail TVs. There's so much, I think, great information in our Real Retail TV episodes. But find ways to get better now, because this is going to end. And when it does end, you want to be ready to go, raring to go, prepared to go. All right, everybody. I hope that you found that helpful. Yeah, I love you. I so appreciate the fight that you're putting up. I so appreciate the courage that you're showing out there. And I just really, really appreciate the work that you're doing in the world. I'm Bob Negen, and we'll see you tomorrow.